Dr. Selvamurthy, let's get the snowball rolling here. This isn't just a moon trip, this is a rehearsal for Mars, if I could put it that way. And help the viewers understand what makes Artemis II such a critical mission technologically. The Cold War, we remember the days of the Sputnik. Today we have the South Pole showdowns. Is this truly a space lunar race 2.0 or something more complex, more long term that is, amiss by the common eye? What's your reading and assessment even as the Orion hurtles towards that right orbit that it's trying to track?
Mr. Kabir, first let me express my deep appreciation for having me in this discussion. And as you rightly said, this is a very historical moment for the space research.
Yep.
The space science and technology has advanced so much that today Artemis is looking at how do we put humans at a distance of 4 lakh kilometers, 400,000 kilometers from the Earth. And also, how do we make them go around the moon at least for 10 days?
Yep.
And with all this spacecraft being tested, the launch system, the navigation, control, guidance, trajectories, injections, all these are very, very critical. So this mission is very important milestone in looking at how do we launch into deep space mission, because most of the explorations earlier have been at low Earth orbit, as you rightly mentioned in your introductory remarks. But now we are looking at putting people into moon, and as the first step, can we go around the lunar orbit in a precise manner before you send in the Artemis 3 that the astronauts will get into the moon.
Yeah.
So this mission is very critical, and also we are sending a woman in this 4-member crew. We are going to have one woman in that who is a veteran space scientist who have been in international space stations.
That's right.
We are also going to have a non-American in the mission, a Canadian going to be there. But the unique feature of this is that all the challenges in terms of technologies, propulsion, control, guidance, navigation, computational calculations, and then the heat shield, which is required when the spacecraft returns back from
Yeah.
the lunar orbit into the atmosphere, into the Earth, and then it encounters tremendous temperatures. It will be of the order of almost 3000 degree Fahrenheit,
Yep.
which is almost 1560 degrees
There was some
Celsius.
problem with the Artemis 1 heat shield systems as well. They haven't changed it. They've sort of recalibrated the entry point into Earth. I know that's magnanimous on the mathematical scale, Dr. Selvamurthy, but why not change the heat shield systems in the first place?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons the mission itself was delayed. That one of the when they were checking the heat shield, there were some difficulties. So one of the reasons, otherwise it would have come on 6th February, and then 6th March it was delayed, and then subsequently it happened now. So the heat shield is very critical because it's a human manned space mission.
Yep.
So that is why the safety becomes very critical. And the crew compartment has to be shielded from that temperature surge which will be coming
Yeah.
during re-entry. So this is a very important critical technology. Then they will also be studying the physiological, psychological behavior of the astronauts during this 10 days mission. Because ultimately when you put the people on the surface of the moon and do some
Yeah.
work, how do they adapt to this situation? Because there are 4 challenges. The first is you are in a microgravity environment, which the human physiology and psychology is not used to.
Yep.
The second is you don't have the 12-hour solar periodicity, which a human being is used to, like biorhythms, sleep. Then you have the isolation, monotony, separation from family, fear of the unknown. All these are going to impinge on that astronauts.
Absolutely.
Then the problem of how do you give the food, fluids, how do you manage the waste?
And what's
And the
more, Dr.
radiation.
Selvamurthy, is that they've also already fixed the toilet which was malfunctioning on the Orion capsule. They've been able to
Yes.
do that with the help of ground control.